Walk into a dealership this December and something is going to feel off. The salespeople will be smiling, the holiday banners will be up, and somewhere in the back of the lot, rows of brand new vehicles will be sitting in the cold with nowhere to go. December is supposed to be the great sell-off, the month when year-end deals and bonus cash move the stubborn stuff. But some of these cars are past the point where a discount fixes anything. The problem is structural, and the numbers behind it tell a story that every car buyer needs to hear before stepping foot inside a showroom. The data we are working with comes from market day supply tracking, the same methodology used by analysts at CarEdge and IC Cars to measure how long it would take a dealer to sell through its current inventory at the existing pace of sales. A healthy vehicle runs somewhere between 50 and 80 days. Anything above 120 days is a warning sign. What you are about to see blows past both of those thresholds without even slowing down. These are 7 cars that will be absolutely stacking up on dealer lots in December 2026, and the numbers behind each one explain exactly why. Let's start with the one that set the tone for this entire category. This electric crossover carries the single worst market day supply of any mainstream passenger vehicle in the country right now, sitting north of 480 days in recent tracking, and there is zero evidence that trajectory changes before December. Here is the core problem in one sentence. Volkswagen rushed a first-generation EV to market with software the hardware was never equipped to run. The 12-volt lead-acid battery that powers the door locks, the infotainment system, and the contactors fails to reliably recharge from the main 84 kWh pack, which means owners are waking up to a completely dead car, even when the main battery reads 80%. You cannot unlock it, you cannot start it, a $50,000 paperweight. And the death blow that sealed this car's fate for the long term is Volkswagen's decision to declare software version 3.x end of life for models built before 2024. Pre-2024 owners are stuck on obsolete software permanently because the hardware cannot run the update. Those units are now selling used for under $20,000. When early adopters get treated that way, word spreads fast and it does not come back. December is going to find dealers absolutely drowning in these. And this one stings because of what it was supposed to be. Stellantis positioned this thing as America's answer to the Range Rover, a full-size luxury SUV that could pull 6 figures and justify it. Instead, the Grand Wagoneer is sitting at over 460 days of supply, with thousands of units scattered across the country, and dealers are already showing up on Carvana with $10,000 to $20,000, slashed off brand new examples just to move iron. The Hurricane twin-turbo inline-6 sounds impressive on a spec sheet. In reality, owners are reporting thermostat failures, turbo oil leaks, and complete engine failures before the odometer even crosses 20,000 miles. On a vehicle that can push past $110,000 when optioned, that is not a quirk. That is a catastrophe. Layer on top of that doors that close with a hollow, cheap thud instead of the luxury thunk the price tag demands. Hard plastic interior panels that belong on a $30,000 crossover. And rear passengers in Arizona baking because nobody thought to put roof-mounted AC vents in a full-size family hauler. And you have a recipe for the kind of lot overflow that does not clear by Christmas. Dodge spent more than a decade building one of the most loyal brand identities in the American car market entirely around the rumble of a V8. The Hellcat, the Scat Pack, the wide body, all of it pointed in one direction. Then they pulled the engine, doubled the weight, and raised the price by $20,000. The entry-level Charger with the twin-turbo Hurricane 6 now starts above $50,000. The old V6 base model opened at $32,000. The buyers who made the Charger popular in the first place cannot afford what it has become, and the buyers who can afford what it has become are cross-shopping used Corvettes and Porsches against a brand that has never had to compete at that prestige level. Early Hurricane engine reports are not helping either, with electrical issues and engine rebuilds documented at 40,000 miles in the wagon variant. December is going to find over 5,000 of these sitting unsold, and no end-of-year incentive is going to rebuild the brand trust that walked out the door with the last V8. With nearly 19,000 2026 Mustangs sitting on lots at an average transaction price of $48,000, carrying over 200 days of supply with no clear path to relief. The S650 generation is the problem. This car is, in most measurable ways, a carry forward of the previous platform, with updated screens and refreshed styling, and the buyers who know Mustangs well know it. Why put $50,000 into a brand new GT when a used Mach 1 or a GT350 can be found in the low 40s with better handling credentials and genuine collectability? Ford made the situation worse by halting production earlier in the model cycle due to build quality concerns, which permanently attached an asterisk to the nameplate in buyer conversations. The dual-screen interior split the audience right down the middle. The enthusiasts who have always wanted the Mustang hate it. The buyers who want a screen-heavy connected cockpit are not shopping a $50,000 rear-wheel drive sports car at 7% interest. Ford is stuck in between, and December is not going to fix it. Over 10,000 of these are sitting on lots right now at an average price of $36,000, and the culprit is the dual-clutch transmission paired to the turbocharged engine. Owners describe it as the wrong gearbox for this vehicle in almost identical language across forum after forum. It shudders at low speeds. It lurches in parking lots. It rolls backward on hills. That last one is not a minor annoyance. Rolling backward unexpectedly on an incline is a genuine safety incident. Inside, the hard plastic interior rattles and squeaks earlier than any $36,000 vehicle has any right to. The rear seat cannot fit a car seat, and the fuel economy comes in around 21 miles per gallon, which is embarrassing for a vehicle this size with a turbocharged engine. Sitting at over 260 days of supply with more than 11,000 units unsold at $41,000 each. Buick's ambition here was to reposition itself as a credible premium alternative, and on paper, the Envision has the ingredients for that. The problem is execution. Being manufactured in China is not automatically a red flag, but Buick's quality control on this model has turned out to be a lottery. One unit comes off the transport in perfect shape. The next one bricks itself after an over-the-air software update and leaves the owner stranded. Heads-up displays go dark. Steering tightens up at highway speeds in ways that feel unsafe. Electrical gremlins show up in the first week of ownership. And beyond the mechanical issues, Buick has not cracked the brand perception problem. In the minds of most American buyers, Buick is still what their grandfather drove when he did not want a Cadillac, but wanted to feel like he did. No amount of premium positioning fixes that without years of flawless reliability to back it up. December lots are going to be full of Envisions, and the shoppers who might have considered one are going to keep walking. Mazda has spent years building a reputation as the brand that quietly over-delivers, the Japanese luxury option that nobody talks about but everybody who owns one loves. The CX-90 was supposed to be the moment that translated that credibility into a higher price tier, a legitimate answer to the Acura MDX and the Genesis GV80. Instead, nearly 16,000 of them are sitting on lots at $48,000 with over 200 days of supply. And the community around this vehicle is actively telling people to lease rather than buy because nobody trusts the long-term picture yet. The 8-speed transmission is jerky and hesitant in first and second gear, which means the gears you use in traffic and parking lots feel unpolished every single day. Radiators are leaking before 5,000 miles. Hybrid batteries are failing before owners even finish the break-in period on a vehicle that is supposed to represent Mazda's most ambitious engineering. And here's what makes it worse. Mazda dealers are still priced like it is 2021, holding at MSRP on a vehicle that buyers are passing over in droves, which means the inventory just stacks higher every week. By December, this one is going to be a serious problem for the brand, and the early buyers who trusted Mazda's reputation are the ones left holding it. So there they are. 7 cars that are going to be stacking up in the cold this December, and the thread running through all of them is the same one it always is. Buyers are not irrational. They read the forums. They watch the resale numbers. They talk to the people who bought last year. When the trust breaks, whether because of a software decision that abandons early adopters, an engine that fails at 20,000 miles, or a transmission that scares people on hills, no amount of holiday incentive gets it back quickly. If you are shopping this December, this list is your early warning system. Every car on it is probably available with a real discount, and some of them are genuinely good deals if you go in with open eyes. But if you are buying new and planning to sell in 3 years, these are the names to avoid. If this breakdown helped you, hit the like button so more buyers see it before they sign anything. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because next we are flipping this entirely and going through the vehicles flying off lots before they even hit the website. And drop a comment with the car you are considering right now, because there is a very good chance the numbers have a surprise waiting for you.